Hello and welcome back. We're at the afternoon session of the 2018 Ryder Cup replay day 1. So it's Friday PM 4 balls. And these are the team lineups in match 1 for the USA will be Dustin Johnson and Ricky Fowler. And they will be against Europe's Henrik Stenson and Justin Rose. In the second match, Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson will play Ian Poulter and Rory McIlroy. In the third game, Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau are against Sergio Garcia and Alex Noren. And the final match is Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth against Francesco Molinari and Tommy Fleetwood. These are foursomes, so there's only 2 balls in play. So the black will represent the team with the honours and the white will represent the team that are following on. And currently the score is not 3.5, 4.5 as it says on this. It's 3.5, it's 1.5, 2.5. This is upgraded to the 4 matches that are currently, this is the as stands score, and as there are 4 games in this round, they are both currently halved in everything, so the current score as it stands is 3.5, 4.5, but the actual match score after round 1 is 1.5, 2.5. And I know some of you are just here to see what shirts these 2 teams are wearing today, so I'll reveal the shirts to you. USA are in red, blue and white diagonal third shirt with white sleeves and the word USA along the white. And the European team are in a yellow shirt with blue lines down the joining of the sleeves to the main body of the shirt and 3 blue triangles. Don't know what they're through diamonds. Don't know what they represent, but anyway, the first 2 teams are coming on to the first hole, and it's Henrik Stenson, Justin Rose against Fowler and Dustin Johnson, and Europe will have the honour. So here we go. So Stenson. $17, and it's a par 4, and it's a long iron. 17 is a B, 5 is in the fairway, and 6 is right in the middle of the fairway. Good start for the Europeans. Ricky Fowler. 6 is a C, 12 is in the mid, and 8 is also on the fairway. So the Americans will play, and it will be Dustin Johnson. He's a mid iron. 7 on a mid is good. 13 is 11 to 15 feet away, so he's on the green. And Justin Rose, who is a mid +1, so that's 4, and that is not on the green, and 1 is not even at the green. 7 is going to be short, and 4 is going to be on the fairway. So Europe are in a bit of trouble already. Henrik Stenson then, pitching wedge +1. 5 is good. 5 is 21 to 25 feet away, so that's 3 already. So a 22-foot putt for Justin Rose. 69 is going to be a 2, and so Rose and Fowler take a 5. Rose and Stenson take a 5. So Ricky Fowler went with 12 feet 40. Fowler rolls it up to the hole, and Johnson puts it in for a 4. And so just as quick as that, the Americans are 1 up, and the game score has moved on to all tied at 4. So the Americans will be happy about that, as this group will move to the second hole, and of course Dustin Johnson and Ricky Fowler will have the honour in the second hole. And this is a par 5. So Dustin Johnson to tee off for the Americans. 18 is an A, 3 is a left, and 9 is in the sand. So Johnson leads Fowler in the sand. Stenson, 11 is a C, 3 is also going to be left, and 4 is going to put them in the rough, and so they're going to have to lay up. So Justin Rose is going to use a mid-iron +1 to lay up, and that's a 10 for Rose, and that is good. So 20 puts him right at the front of the green. He's on the fairway just short of the green. Ricky Fowler, he's going to have to lay up using a short iron -1, and that's a 1, which is not a good shot for the Americans, and so 5 puts them back in the rough, and so Dustin Johnson will have to play a long iron, and he gets a +1 to add to this, and a +1 there, so it's a +2, so a 10 on a long iron is good, and 15 will place them 16 feet away, 11 to 15 feet away, sorry. So the Americans on the green in 3, Europe and an extension with a short iron shot. 6 is good, 13 is 11 to 15 feet away. So Ricky Fowler with a 14-foot putt, 43, he's going to miss, and Dustin Johnson will tap that in for a 5. So Justin Rose with an 11-foot putt to win the hole and bring the game back to a tie. 50 is a miss, and so they will tie that hole, and the Americans will go to the third hole, still leading in that match. So we go back to the first tee, and coming to the tee in match 2 for America, Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson making their first appearance, and for the Europe, Ian Poulter in his first appearance, and Rory McIlroy. So Bubba Watson tees off for the Americans. 13 is an A, 19 is right, and 8, well, it's in the rough anyway because it doesn't have anything other than that. Ian Poulter, his first hit in the Ryder Cup this year. 13 is a B, 13 is a C, sorry. 8 is in the middle, and 3 is in the fairway. So Rory McIlroy with a mid-iron. 16 is good. 17 puts them 6 to 10 feet away, and a chance to take the lead immediately. Medium iron +1 for Webb Simpson. 19 is good. 19 is going to put them 6 to 10 feet away also. So Ian Poulter with a 9-foot putt, 82. So he rolls it up to the hole, and Rory will tap it into the hole for a 4, which means that Webb Simpson has a chance to give the USA a lead in this match too. Oh, that was a 20, but the white dice knocked it, so it's an 89 for Webb Simpson on 10 feet, and it's still a good putt, so he still makes it. So America go up in both matches. So they now currently will lead 4.5, 3.5. Match 1 is coming up to the first tee. So as we go to the third tee, Dustin Johnson and Ricky Fowler one up on Rose and Stenson, and this is a par 4. 5 is a C, and the 20 is mid, so the Americans are on the fairway. Justin Rose teeing off. 6 is a C. 11 is the fairway also, so a short iron for Ricky Fowler. 17 is very good, and 17 puts them within 10 feet of the hole. So what can Henrik Stenson do from virtually the same position? 20, which is excellent, and 12 and 7 is 19, which puts them within 5 feet. And the Americans give that putt to Europe, so they've downed in 3, which means that Dustin Johnson must sink this 7-footer to tie the hole. 120, I think that's going to be good, and it is. So hole tied, and they move on to the 4th hole. Back to the 2nd hole in game 2, where Webb Simpson and Bubba Watson are one up on Poulter and McIlroy. It's par 5. Europe down in both matches currently. So Simpson 6 is a C, 10 is the fairway, and Ian Poulter 10 is a C, and 4 is also the fairway, so matching each other. Bubba Watson long iron -1, so he doesn't make it. Oh yeah, he doesn't make it. 16 is at the green. 7 is at the front of the green, and 6 is on the fairway, so not a bad position to be. Rory long iron -1, so that's 11, which is good. So he's managed to get on the green. He's 35 feet away, but still on the green. So Webb Simpson will chip, and he takes a +1 as well. So that's 142 for Webb Simpson's chip. which is a +1 putt, so he chips it close to the hole, and Bubba Watson will hold it for 4. So Ian Poulter with a 37-foot putt to win the hole. 61. He rolls it up to the hole, and McIlroy completes the job, but it's a hard hole. So Watson and Simpson stay 1 up. And as we go back for the introductions on hole 1, this is match 3, representing Europe, Sergio Garcia and Alex Noren. Representing the USA, Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau. So we have 4 golfers in their first match in this tournament. Sergio Garcia teeing off for Europe. 20 is an A. 18 is to the right, and so it is in the rough, but right along the deep end of far end of the fairway. Phil Mickelson. 11 is a B. 17 is also right, so he's in the rough. So Bryson DeChambeau with a mid-iron. 13 on a mid-iron is good. 4 leaves him over 35 feet away though. And now Alex Noren with a mid-iron +1. So that's a 10. So that is good. And a 17 puts him 6 to 10 feet away, so this could be good for the Europeans. Phil Mickelson with a 40-yard putt. 203 on a 40-yard putt, and he nails it. So Mickelson gets a 3, and this means that Garcia has 9 foot, and he doesn't make it, so the USA go up in match 3 also. So now they have a 5-3 lead on paper at the moment, and Europe have started off very poorly in this session. We're at the 4th hole, and the lead group: Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, Henrik Stenson, Justin Rose, and Europe need to start pulling back. 9 is a B. 4 is left. 3 is in the sand. A very poor shot from Johnson. Henrik Stenson for Europe. 12 is a C. 8 is mid, and 2 is in the sand, but he's on just off the edge of the fairway in the sand. So mid-iron -1 for Ricky Fowler is an 18, and that is going to be good. He manages to place them 24 feet away from the pin, gets them on the green. So Justin Rose from the sand. 11 on a mid-iron is good. 16 puts them 8 feet away. So Dustin Johnson putting from 22 feet. 90. Rolls it up to the hole, and Fowler finishes off with a 4. So Henrik Stenson then 9 feet away. 161, and that is good. So the USA relinquished the lead on that match. And now lead 4.5, 3.5 as we move on to hole number 3 and the second match. So Rose and Stenson move on to the 5th hole, but we now have Webb Simpson and Bubba Watson, Ian Poulter and Rory McIlroy on the 3rd hole, this par 4. Webb Simpson, 10 is a C and 14 is a mid. So right in the middle of the fairway for the Americans. And Ian Poulter for Europe, 3 is a D and 10 is right in the middle of the fairway. So Rory McIlroy with a short iron -1. So that's 12 on a short iron is good, and 1 puts him a long way back, over 35 feet away. Bubba Watson with a short iron, 2 didn't make the green, 20 is on the fringe, so they're even further away. So Webb Simpson is going to chip, and it's going to be a -1 on the chip, so that's 145. Webb Simpson on the chip, he chips it onto the hole, and Bubba Watson taps in for the 4. So 38 feet, Ian Poulter could win this hole. 135 is not, he's going to put it within a foot, and they're going to be given that hole, and they're going to tie that hole, and America stay 1 up in the game. As we go to this, back to the 2nd hole and game 3, Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson 1 up on Alex Noren and Sergio Garcia. So DeChambeau, par 5, 14 is a B, 20 is in the rough, way right. Alex Noren for Europe, 16 is a B, 3 is left, and 1 is in the rough to the left. So Sergio Garcia is going to lay up, short iron -1. So that's 16, which is going to be good, and 14 is going to put Europe in the middle of the fairway. Phil Mickelson with the same club, short iron -1. A 12 is good, and 15 is going to put them exactly the same position on the fairway. So the Europeans are slightly behind the Americans here. So short iron -1 for Alex Noren. So 15 is going to be good. 13 is going to put them within 15 feet of the hole. And Bryson DeChambeau, short iron. 17 is going to be good, and 1 is going to leave him a long way off. It's going to be 40 feet away. Didn't quite connect with that properly. Hitting his club on the divot. So Phil Mickelson, 40 feet. 102. So he rolls up, and Bryson DeChambeau puts it away for a 4. So 11 feet. For 5, sorry. 11 feet to win the hole for Sergio Garcia. And he doesn't. He again rolls it up, and Noren puts the ball in the hole to tie the hole but stay one down, as we now go back to the first tee for the final 4. Game 4 of this foursomes round. For America, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. And for the USA, for Europe, Francesco Molinari and Tommy Fleetwood. So can the Europeans actually manage not to lose the first hole in this round? Justin Thomas, 13 is a B, 9 is in the middle of the fairway, and 7 puts him right in the middle of the fairway. Good tee shot there for the Americans. Francesco Molinari, 9 is a C, 16 is a mid, and 6 is in the middle of the fairway. So both in the middle of the fairway. Tommy Fleetwood with a mid iron. 4 is missed, 18 is at the green, 3 is at the back on the right, and he's in the rough. So Jordan Spieth is a mid iron +1, so that's 2, so he's going to miss. He's going to be at the green, 8, which is short of the green to the right, and a 9 is going to put him in the rough. So Molinari with a chipped -1. So it's 140 for Molinari, which is a chip onto the green, and Fleetwood will tap in for a 4. And for Justin Thomas, 84 will leave him 1 foot away. And at 1 foot away, I assume they're going to give him that hole. No, they're going to make him put it, but America are going to be made to tap this one in from 1 foot. So Jordan Spieth taps it in, and they get a 4. So the game is tied. Okay, match is tied, and America managed to, or Europe managed to, not lose the first hole in this round. So to go to hole 5, which is a par 3, and we're back to the first game, and it's Rose and Stenson, after winning the last hole, will get the honours. So Justin Rose, a long iron +1, and that is a 20, so that is an excellent shot. And a 19 puts them six to 10 feet away. Ricky Fowler, 16, which is a 17 on a long iron, and it's good. And 19 puts him 6 to 10 feet away. So Henrik Stenson from 9 feet, and he holds it for a 2. Sorry, Justin Rose. Yes, Henrik Stenson, that should be a 1. Justin Johnson from 7 feet Can he tie that? And he can, so they half the hole and move on to the next as we move to hole 4 and match 2 with Watson and Simpson 1 up in that match against McIlroy and Poulter. So we're on a par 3 here. Sorry, we're on a par 4. Simpson 17 is a B. 7 is the middle of the fairway, so America's good drive. Rory McIlroy 10 is a B. 2 is left. 5 puts him in the sand. So the Europeans wayward left, and Poulter has got a mid-iron +1. So that's 15 on a mid-iron is good. And 17 puts them 6 to 10 feet away, gets on the green. Bubba Watson, his short iron is 5. And it's a miss. 16 is at the green. 6 is in the sand. So the Americans could be in trouble here. And so Webb Simpson is going to chip out of the sand. 91 on a chip. Leaves him 16 feet away from the hole. So Bubba Watson, this for a 4, 16 feet. And he rolls it up, but it doesn't fall, so they get a 5, and Europe should win this hole from 6 feet away. Rory McIlroy. He doesn't get it, but it will be downed by Poulter, and they win that hole. So that is all square now, and as it stands, the Ryder Cup is all square. 4-4. So McIlroy and Poulter will move on to the 5th hole, and we'll have the honour of commencing that hole. On the 3rd hole, Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson are now the only pairing that have got a lead in this match, in this tournament. So DeChambeau 15 is a B. 8 is in the middle of the fairway, so that's a good start for the Americans. Sergio Garcia 4 is a C. 3 is a left, and 6, it doesn't matter because it's in the rough. So Alex Noren playing out of the rough, short iron -1 and another -1, so that's -2. So that's a 13 for Noren, and it's still good. So he manages to reach the green and put them 11 to 15 feet away. So that's short iron +1 for Phil Mickelson. So that's a 7 for Mickelson on the short iron, which is good. And a 9 puts them 16 to 20 feet away. So DeChambeau with a 18-foot putt, 95. He puts it short, but Mickelson then rolls it in for a 4. So now Sergio Garcia from 11 feet can tie this up, and he doesn't. He puts it close, and the hole is given to the Europeans, but the Americans stay one up in that match. As we go to hole 2 and the final match in the foursomes, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, Fleetwood and Molinari on the par 5. So Justin Thomas, 17 is an A, 14 is in the middle, and it's right in the middle of the fairway. Good drive for the Americans. For Europe, Tommy Fleetwood, 6 is a C, 7 is in the middle. So Francesco Molinari with a long iron. 4 is a miss, 3 is off the green, 4 is short, and 0 is in the rough. So the Americans with a long iron +1. Jordan Spieth is a 12. Good, and 12 puts him 16 to 20 feet away. Tommy Fleetwood with a pitching wedge. 19 gets them on the green, and a 19 will put them within 5 feet. The Americans give them the hole, so that's a 4. And so from 18 foot, Justin Thomas has got this to win the hole. In the hole! 10. So Justin Thomas totally misses, rolls a long way away. Spieth tries a 12-footer to try and tie, and he misses. And Justin Thomas then comes back and holds, but didn't need to take that. The hole was already lost, and the Europeans go 1 up in the 4th match with a 3-putt by the Americans. So as it stands, this is how the match is currently standing, with the Americans up in 1 and the Europeans up in 1. So we go to the 6th hole, where match 1 is ready to commence. Justin Rose and Henrik Stenson, Dustin Johnson and Ricky Fowler. Needs to go through again. So 7 is a C, 20 is in the water. Oh, that is not good. So the Americans could take the lead in this again. Dustin Johnson, 5 is a C, 6 is in the middle. So what will they do here? Fowler is just going to lay up. So it's going to be a mid-iron -1. So that's a 10 on a mid-iron. For Fowler is good. And so 14 puts them well down the fairway. So a drop by the Europeans. And they're now going to have to lay up. And so Fowler is going to have a mid-iron -1 and a +1 on his, because it's a bad shot, so he gets it. 18 is good, and 10 puts him slightly behind the Americans, but they've already had a shot extra. So Justin Rose, short iron +1, so that's a 20, and a 2 will put them over 35 feet away, and it's a long way back to tie this hole, I think. Pitching wedge for Dustin Johnson is good, and 15 puts them within 6 feet of the hole. So from 38 feet, Justin Rose, sorry, Henrik Stenson, this is the 5th shot for the Europeans, and 136. So it's a 6-shot hole for Stenson and Rose, and that means that the Americans now have 2 putts to kill this game off, to kill this hole off, and it's going to be Ricky Fowler from 6 feet, 50. He just rolls it up nicely to the hole, and Dustin Johnson places it in the hole, and so the Americans, I don't know how much we've missed of that, but it's now 4-4. And the Americans win that hole, so they will have the honours at the next hole for that pairing. So we go to the 5th hole. Rory McIlroy and Ian Poulter all tied up with Webb Simpson and Bubba Watson. Par 3, and Rory McIlroy with a long iron +1 is 20, and a 9 puts them 21 feet away, 21 to 25 feet away. And the Americans, Webb Simpson, he will get a 2, which is going to be off the green. 13 is going to be at the green, 2 is going to be at the back of the green, and 6 is going to put them in the rough. So Bubba Watson will chip. 102 for Watson. So he will leave them 15 feet away. The Americans are 15 feet away. And Ian Poulter with 22 foot putt, 141. So the Europeans get a 3. So an 11-foot putt for Webb Simpson to tie this hole. And he doesn't manage it. So no sooner do they win a game that they then lose one and go back to a 3.5, 4.5 as it stands. So 2 up in America, 2 up in 2 of the games, or 1 up in 2 of the games, and the Europeans are also 1 up in the other 2 games. As we go to hole number 4, and Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson are 1 up on Alex Noren and Sergio Garcia. So Bryson DeChambeau, 5 is a C, and 16 is in the mid, and a 5 is in the fairway. So a good start there for the Americans. Alex Noren, 11 is a B, 19 is right, and 5 is in the water. So the Europeans find the water again, and so a short iron for Phil Mickelson. 15 is going to be good, 20 is going to put them within 5 feet, and it's a give me. They're going to give me that, and the Europeans are just going to concede the hole because they're already on their 3rd shot. So Mickelson and DeChambeau go 2 up in that match, and we go to the 4th hole, to the 4th match, sorry, on the 3rd hole of the course, and we have Molinari and Fleetwood, who are 1 up on Spieth and Thomas. A lot of movement in these matches so far. but that was a terrible hole there for Garcia and Noren. So Molinari 12 is a B, 14 is a mid, so here in the middle of the fairway there, and Jordan Spieth 8 is a C, 13 is mid, so he's just slightly behind. Justin Thomas with a short iron, 16 is good, 2 is going to leave them over 35 feet away. And Tommy Fleetwood with a short iron plus 1, and 11, that's going to be good, and 3, they're just going to be slightly further forward. So Spieth from 38 feet rolls it up to the hole, and Justin Thomas just taps it in for a 4. Francesco Molinari from 27 foot, and he does exactly the same, rolls it up, and the hole is tied. And we now move on to hole number 7. Where we find Johnson, Fowler, Stenson and Rose. And the Americans are 1 up in this game, having won the last hole. 1. This is a short iron, which is a miss for Dustin Johnson. 7 is at the green. 0 is the pin, which is 2, because we're on the second round. And 6 puts them in the sand. So they're in the sand on the front of the green. Henrik Stenson. Can he do any better? 16, that's going to be a good one, I think. Is good. 19, oh, and he is within 5 feet. And the Americans concede, so now they must chip this in. So it's going to be black 20, white 20, black 10. And it isn't, so Stenson and Justin Rose tie that game up. And that gives the score 3.5, 4.5 as it stands. So a good win there for the Europeans on that hole. Although it must be said that the Americans sort of gave them it by putting it into the sand. So Ian Poulter and Rory McIlroy 1 up against Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson. That's not right, is it? Let's just get this score right before we go any further. The as it stands score. So the current score in the round is 2.5 to 1.5. So that's 5-3 to the Europeans at this moment. So as we go to the par 5, Ian Poulter, 18 is a B, 16 is a mid, so that's a good drive for the Europeans. And Bubba Watson for the Americans, 19 is an A, 18 is a right, and 8, oh, he's put it in the water. The Americans are in the water. Oh, so what is Rory McIlroy going to do? He's going to lay up. So he's going to use a mid-iron to lay up. And they lay up Not very good, but it is what it is. So the third shot is going to be by Webb Simpson. It's going to be a long iron trying to reach the green from the drop point. 15. And that is good. An 8. It's going to hit the green 26 to 35 feet away, so good effort. So a short iron for Ian Poulter. 14 is going to be good. 8. It's going to put them 16 to 20 feet away, and really McIlroy should have gone for the hole, but chose not to. Bubba Watson from 33 feet rolls it up, and Europe concede that putt. So a 4 for the USA, which means now 5 for the USA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 for the USA, which means McIlroy must put this in to win the hole from 18 feet. And he doesn't manage it, but he gets close enough to tie the hole. And the hole is halved. As we go back to the par 3 fifth with Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau 2 up on Sergio Garcia and Alex Noren. So Mickelson. Long iron +1, 11. That's going to be good. 20 is going to put him within 5 feet. And they're going to give him that as a 2. So this is not going to look good for the Europeans if they can't get something here. Sergio Garcia. 3 is off the green, so they've missed. And as easy as that, they're going to concede the hole without even trying to get the second shot. It's such a bad shot. So there are 3 down in that match. Noren and Garcia not having a good day. As we move to hole number 4, and Molinari and Fleetwood, who are 1 up against Thomas and Spieth. So Francesco Molinari, long iron off the tee. 6 is a C, 12 is the mid, and 5 is the fairway. Justin Thomas, 9 is a B, 15 is a mid, so he's on the fairway there. So Tommy Fleetwood with a short iron. 13 is good, but 2 is going to leave him a long way away. He's over 35 feet away. And the short iron +1 for Jordan Spieth is good, and he is only just in front of the Europeans. So 36-yard putt for Francesco Molinari. 194. Oh, 194 is the bound of the 2 foot, so he's actually on the lip of the hole. So that's a gimme for 4. And so Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas has a 28-footer to try and win this game. 20, and he doesn't. So tried to win the hole and they tie it. So they're going to go off to hole number 5 with the Europeans leading by 1. So this is the situation at the moment in the afternoon foursome pairs. Europe up in 2, USA up in 1, but they're 3 up in that game, and tied in the first match that we're just about to join. So as we go to the par 4 8th, Justin Rose, Henrik Stenson, Ricky Fowler and Dustin Johnson all tied, all even, and it's Justin Rose, didn't know that. 10 is a C, 5 is a mid, so be happy with that. And Ricky Fowler, 7 is a C, 8 is a mid, so they're both around the same area. Henrik Stenson with the second shot, long iron +1, is good, and 19 on a long iron puts him within 10 feet of the hole. Dustin Johnson with the same shot, and he gets an 18, which also is 10 feet of the hole, so they're staying close together on this hole. Justin Rose with a 9-foot putt, and he makes it. So Rose gets a 3, and this means that Fowler with a 7-foot putt must hold this, and he does. So they stay tied as they go to the 9th, and we go back to the 7th, where McIlroy and Poulter have a 1-shot lead over Simpson and Bubba Watson, and it's a par 3. So Rory McIlroy with his short iron, good enough, 14, puts them within 10 feet of the hole. And Webb Simpson, he's taking a short iron, and he's okay, 17. He's also within 10 feet of the hole, so again, they're sticking close together. So, Ian Poulter from 8 feet away, and he doesn't manage it, but the third shot is conceded, so they get their par. Bubba Watson from 7 foot, and similarly, right up to the hole, but it doesn't go in, so that is conceded, and the hole is hard. As we move on to match 3 on the 6th, Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau with a 3-hole lead over Noren and Garcia. It's par 5, so Phil Mickelson drives. 17 is a B, 10 is mid, so right in the middle of the fairway. Good long drive from Mickelson. Alex Noren. 1 is a D, 20 is right, and he's in the water again. The Americans have had a lot of luck with this group because they've gone into the water for the 3rd time. Sergio Garcia is going to try and lay up with a long iron +1. So he gets a 10, which is good, and an 11 puts him on the fairway. So will DeChambeau go for it? He won't. He's going to lay up. That's the 3rd shot for the Europeans. 18 is going to be good. And 17 puts them slightly in front, but they do have an extra shot on the Europeans. So Alex Noren with a pitching wedge -1, 4, and that's good enough. 12 puts him within 15 feet of the hole, but still on their 4th shot. Pitching wedge for Nicholson. 16 is good, and 12 will put them within 6 to 10 feet. So the 5th shot, Sergio Garcia must put this 12-footer away. And he does. So it's still a 5, but it puts a little bit of pressure on DeChambeau from 9 feet. And he's got it, yes. So he gets a 4, and DeChambeau and Mickelson are just storming ahead in this match. I mean, this America must be quite happy that they're going to take that match unless something drastically goes wrong. As we go back to the 5th hole, par 3 5th. Fleetwood, Molinari, Spieth and Thomas. Fleetwood and Molinari are 1 up, and Tommy Fleetwood with his long range plus 1, so that's good, and 9 puts him 26 to 35 feet away. The Americans, Jordan Spieth, it's a 12, which is good, and a 12 puts him 21 to 25 feet away, so slightly in front. So Francesco Molinari with the 2nd shot from 30 foot and rolls it up to the hole, and Fleetwood will tap that in for a 3. Justin Thomas to tie up the game from 22 feet. And he does it, he gets it, he's done it in a 2. So gets the birdie and ties up the match. So it's 3.5, 4.5 as it stands. The round is all square, two matches, both up in one match, and the other 2 tied. And so as we go to hole number 9, Rose and Stenson, Johnson and Fowler. Par 4, Justin Rose. 16 is a B, 9 is a mid, and Dustin Johnson to tee up. 9 is a B, 15 is a mid, so they're both around the same area. Henrik Stenson with a mid iron. It's good, and 10 gives him 21 to 25 feet. Ricky Fowler with his mid iron. Is a miss. So he's at the green, and he's in the rough on the left of the back of the green, so Dustin Johnson will chip and it'll take a -1 off the, so it's 128 on a chip. So he chips on, and Fowler puts the ball in, so they get a 4, which now means that Justin Rose, if he can sink this 22-footer, and he cannot, he gets it up to the hole, and Stenson finishes the job, but the hole is tied, and so they go into the turn all square. back on the 8th. We have McIlroy and Poulter, who are 1 up against Watson and Simpson. So Rory tees up 8 with his long iron is a B. 15 is a mid, so he's okay there. He's on the middle of the fairway. And Bubba Watson 4 is a C, and 11 is a mid, so just behind him. Good lie. Webb Simpson he's missed the green, but he's at the green, and he's 6, which is to the left and at the front of the short of the green left, and he's in the rough. The ball in the rough for the Americans, and the mid-iron -1 for Poulter. He misses as well. 6 is off the green. 8 is short, and 8 is in the water. And again the Americans get a break with the Europeans going in the water. So a mid-iron shot for McIlroy is good, and 12 puts him within 20 feet, but you get this feeling that this hole is already lost. With Watson going to chip, and then 31 on a chip for Bubba Watson is a 2-putt. So Watson chips and Webb Simpson misses the putt, and then Watson drops it in, which means that from 17 feet away Ian Poulter could tie this hole, and he just lays it short. So the Americans square that up, and that will tie the current situation of the Ryder Cup at 4-4. With the Americans winning that hole. And we'll go back to the 7th hole, where Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau are just running away with this game. They're 4 holes up already, and we're only on the 7th. So this par 3 with a short iron Mickelson 8 is good. 7 will leave them 16 to 20 feet away. And what can Garcia do? Can he get a good tee shot? 18 is going to be good, but 4 is going to leave them 26 to 35 feet away. So Alex Noren from 30 foot, 173, so close, but he doesn't make it, and they will take a 3, giving DeChambeau from 17 foot, can he put them 5 up? And he can't, leaves it short, but Mickelson puts it away, and that hole is tied, and they remain 4 down. So we go to the 6th hole for game 4. Thomas, Spieth, Molinari and Fleetwood. This game is all tied, and it's a par 5. So Justin Thomas. 14 is an A. 14 is a mid, so he's happy with that, right at the far end of the fairway. Francesco Molinari. 2 is a D. 14 is a mid. So what will Fleetwood do here? He's going to go for it. So fairway wood 7 is going to be missed. 5 is off the green. 9 is short, and 4 is on the fairway, so it's just short of the green on the fairway. And a long iron for Jordan Spieth. 5 is a miss. 17 is at the green. 6 is short left, and 9 is also on the fairway, so a good shot really. So a pitching wedge for Francesco Molinari, +1, so 16 is going to be good, and 9 puts them 11 to 15 feet away. So it's a chip shot for the Americans. Justin Thomas, 81. 81 leaves him 16 feet away, so not a very good chip. And that means that Jordan Spieth from 16 foot away, and they 2-putt to get at 5 on that hole, which gives Fleetwood a chance to win the hole from 12 foot, and he doesn't manage it, rolls it up, and the hole is tied. And another round of holes are done. So just before we go to the 10th hole, this is the current situation. All games are tied with the exception of match 3. Mickelson and DeChambeau 4 up on Garcia and Noren, and it's currently tied at 4-4 as it stands. So as we go to the 10th hole, Rose and Stenson against Thomas, Fowler and Johnson. So Justin Rose is going to tee off for the Europeans. 12 is a B. 5 is the fairway, so they'll be happy with that. And the Americans, Dustin Johnson, 20 is an exceptional shot. Unfortunately, 18 is going to take them right, and 7 is going to put them in the rough. So Henrik Stenson, short iron, -1. It's going to be good enough, and 15 will put them 6 to 10 feet away. So Europe with a chance here. Ricky Fowler with a short iron. 13 is going to be good, and 13 is going to put them 11 to 15 feet away, so just slightly further away, but a good recovery. Justin Johnson with a 14-foot putt, and he rolls it up, and Fowler will tap that in for a 4, which gives Justin Rose the chance to win this from 7 feet, win this hole, which he doesn't do, and so they tie it, they square the hole, and we will move on. As we go to the 9th hole and match 2, Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson, Ian Poulter, Rory McIlroy. So Bubba Watson, 18 is an A, 12 is a mid, so they're right at the far end of the fairway. Great shot from Watson. What can Poulter do in reaction to that? 19, which is in the same place, and they're both exactly the same place. So Webb Simpson with a mid-iron, +1. So it's a good, and 20. We'll place them less than 5 feet away, and that will be a 3. The Europeans given the putt, so mid-iron for McIlroy. He's got to do the same really, and he's not going to 2. So he's short of the green, so that's lost the hole for them, and the Americans now go 1 up in the second match, which means that they now, as it stands, have a lead. This is changing all the time. The lead is changing all the time in this round. But the Americans won't mind that, because they now have the lead in the Ryder Cup as it currently stands. So match 3, this is just a question of playing the holes out the way the Europeans are playing. Mickelson and DeChambeau 4 up on Garcia and Noren. So Mickelson will tee up. 17 is a B. 20, oh, he's in the water. So at last the Americans have some bad luck with the water. Alex Noren. 17 is a B. 11 is on the green. Is on the fairway. Excellent shot for Europe. So this could be the start of a revival for these two, and they need one desperately. So America takes a drop, and DeChambeau with the third shot, a long iron, +1, +2 because he's got one there as well. 17 is going to be good, and 9 is going to be 26 to 35 feet away. So a mid-iron for Sergio Garcia. 15 is going to be good on a mid-iron, and 15 on a mid-iron is going to put him 11 to 15 feet away with a shot in hand. So that's looking good for Europe. Phil Mickelson from 27 feet away, shot 4. And he doesn't get it, so it'll be a 5 for the Americans. So from 12 feet, Alex Noren just rolls it up and allows Garcia to tap in for a 4. So they pulled one back. Still a big ask for those two, but at least it's now only 3 holes that they are trailing by. And so back to the 7th and the final pair, par 3. Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Fleetwood and Molinari. So Jordan Spieth, short iron to the green is good, and they get within 20 feet of the hole. Tommy Fleetwood, he's good, but he's 35 feet away. So Francesco Molinari from 35 feet rolls it up close enough for Fleetwood to tap in and make it a 3. So from 17 foot away, Justin Thomas, can he win this hole? No, he does the same, rolls it up, and the hole is tied. So we now move on to the 11th hole. Stenson and Rose, Johnson and Fowler all tied up. We're on the par 4, and Henrik Stenson will tee off. 17 is a B. 6 is on the fairway. Excellent shot for Europe. And Dustin Johnson 11 is a B. 16 is mid, so he manages to stay on the fairway. Justin Rose with a short iron, and it's good. 4 puts him within 35 feet of the hole. And Ricky Fowler with a short iron. He's missed. He's at the green though. 4 is to the left, and 6 is in the sand. So Dustin Johnson's gonna try and get out of the sand here. 65. It's a 2-putt, so he chips it on. Fowler too far away, and Johnson manages to put it in, but it's a 5. So that means Europe have got 3 putts to win this game from 30 feet. Henrik Stenson. 34. It's a 2-putt, so they're going to win the hole. And again, everything changes. And we're all tied up in the Ryder Cup at 4-4 as it currently stands. And we go back to the 10th hole, where Watson and Simpson are 1 up over McIlroy and Poulter. So Bubba Watson. 10 is a B. 15 is a mid, so he's right in the middle of the fairway. Good long drive. Rory. 9 is a B. 6 is a mid, so again, both around the same. Webb Simpson with a short iron, and that's good. And a 6 puts them within 25 feet of the hole. Ian Poulter, he's good, and a 9 puts them within 20 feet of the hole. So 23-foot putt here for Bubba Watson. Rolls it to the hole, and Simpson just taps it in for a 4, which means that McIlroy from 17 foot can win this hole. But he doesn't. He does exactly the same. Rolls it up, gets as close as he can, and Poulter does the rest to tie the hole. So they stay. The Americans stay 1 up. As we go back to hole number 9. And Garcia and Noren, who won the last hole against DeChambeau and Mickelson, 3 down. And we're at the tee. So Sergio Garcia. 8 is a C. 17 is a mid, so he's on the fairway, halfway up the fairway. Bryson DeChambeau. 11 is a B. 13, he's on the fairway as well. So that's good. 2 good drives. And Alex Noren with a mid iron is good, and an 11 on a mid iron gets him to 25 feet of the hole. Phil Mickelson with a mid iron, he gets it 7. 26 to 30, so they're slightly further back. So the Americans beginning to creak a little bit in this match. So 28-foot putt for DeChambeau, and he can't make it, but he can leave it, and the Europeans concede that putt to make it 4. So Sergio Garcia from 22 feet away, and he rolls it up, and the Americans concede that, and the hole is all tied. as we go to hole number 8. And the final match, Thomas and Spieth against Molinari and Fleetwood. So Justin Thomas, this par 4. 5 is a C, 8 is a mid, so it'll be halfway up the fairway. Francesco Molinari. 14 is a B, 5 is a mid, so in front, so further drive there for Europe, but long way to go in this match. Long iron for Jordan Spieth. He gets it, and an 11 puts him in 25 feet away. Tommy Fleetwood with a mid iron, and he gets that with 16, puts him 15 feet away, up close, about 15 feet. So Justin Thomas from 23 feet, 10, and he's missed it, and Spieth has missed his shot. They take a 5, so a 5, which means that Europe have got a 3 putt to win this hole. So another change could be coming up. Molinari from 12 feet, 64, rolls it up, and the rest is history as Fleetwood taps in from 2 feet. And Europe again go up. Four and a half, 3.5 is the current situation. I think we might do one more round, and then that will be the end of this session, and we'll come back and finish off in the next session, because it will be finished in the next session. This goes a lot faster than the 4 balls, as I hope you appreciate. So as we go to, we're not going to the 3rd hole, we're going to the 12th hole. It's a par 3. Justin Rose and Henrik Stenson, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson. The Europeans are up 1 in this. So Justin Rose with his long iron, he doesn't make the green, and he's quite wayward. So he's in the rough on the right. So Ricky Fowler, the chance to get the USA close and tie this match up. He doesn't do it, and he is way off the green, and he's got a 9. So short, but at least he's on the fairway. So Dustin Johnson with a pitching gets onto the green and puts themselves within 10 feet of the hole. So a pitching wedge for Henrik Stenson, and he gets on the hole and he gets within 10 feet as well, so everything looks quite close here. Ricky Fowler from 9 foot away, and he misses, and so Johnson takes the little tap in to make it a 4, which means that Justin Rose has a chance from 7 feet to put a 2-point gap, and he does. So they go 2 up in that match. A little bit of breathing space for match 1 for the Europeans. And so moving back to the 11th hole, the Europeans are down in this match. Simpson and Watson are 1 up. So Bubba Watson to drive. 2 is a C. 6 is a mid, so halfway down the fairway. Ian Poulter, 6 is a C. 18 is a right. And 6 is in the rough. So Rory McIlroy from the rough with a mid-iron is good, and he will put the ball within 10 feet of the hole. Great recovery shot. Webb Simpson with a short iron, and he gets it, and 14 puts them within 15 feet of the hole. So again, both quite close. Bubba Watson from 12 foot. .23. Left a long putt for Simpson, but he makes it and he gets a 4, which gives Poulter a chance here to even this match up from 7 feet. And he does. So the Europeans come back again, and they go 5-3 up as it currently stands in the Ryder Cup. This round has gone from one extreme to the next, and Poulter brings the Europeans closer as we go back to hole number 10. And game 3, which is the one that's a long way away from Europe, 3 down. Sergio Garcia to drive. 12 is a B. 16 is a mid, so a good drive to start this, trying to get this down to 2. If we get down to 2, that'd be good. 16 for Mickelson is a B, and a 9 is also in the middle of the fairway. Alex Noren with a short iron, and it doesn't reach it. Doesn't reach the green. He's off the green, and 7 is short. Bryson DeChambeau again with a short iron. He makes it, and 14 is 11 to 15 feet away, so this could go back to 4. Chip shot for Garcia, and take one off. So that's 177 for Garcia on a chip, which is a +1, so they make a 4. So now Mickelson from 13 foot away to give them a 4-hole lead, and he just rolls it up, doesn't quite make it, and they share the hole, but I'm sure they'll be happy with the fact that they're 3 up. As we go to the 9th hole and the final pairing, Molinari and Fleetwood 1 up against Spieth and Thomas, and we're on the par 4. Molinari to drive. 12 is a B, 2 is left, and he's on the fairway but slightly left on the fairway. Jordan Spieth, 18 is an A, 14 is right down the middle. Good shot for the Americans. So a mid-iron shot for Fleetwood. And it's a 20, so it's an excellent shot. So 5 plus 1 is a 6. So he gets within 35 feet of the hole. and a mid-iron +1 for Justin Thomas, and that is good, but he can only get them to 40 foot away from the hole. So Jordan Spieth 40 feet away, and as with the others, rolls it up and it's tapped in for a 4. So Francesco Molinari 28 foot putt, and again does the same, gets it close enough for Fleetwood to tap in. And so at the end of that round of holes, we'll just set up ready for the next one when we come back. But if we look at the situation so far in the foursomes, Johnson and Fowler are 2 down on Stenson and Rose. Watson and Simpson and Poulter and McIlroy are all square. Mickelson and DeChambeau are 3 up on Garcia and Noren. And Thomas and Spieth are 1 down on Molinari and Fleetwood, which, as it stands, gives the Europeans a 5-3 lead in the Ryder Cup. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's gone a lot faster than the other ones, and I hope you come back for the conclusion of the foursomes.